What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers defense before we play against them. So, starting off with their defensive line is pretty good. Tyson Alualu is a good nose tackle. Cameron Hayward is obviously an amazing player. Larry Ogunjobi is also pretty solid. I thought it was a pretty good move, them signing him right before the preseason started. Didn't even realize he was still available when they had signed him. Very good, very underrated player. Malik Reed, solid edge rusher. Alex Highsmith has really improved quite a bit for them this year. Now that TJ is gone. Devin Bush and Miles Jack, that's a lot of speed at the interior linebacker position. Defensive backs besides Minka, pretty bad. That just is what that is. Minka Fitzpatrick is obviously very, very good. They have a lot of injuries, huh? I guess we'll have to see how those kind of pan out as we get closer to the game. But let's go with a longer drive for Pittsburgh. So their base formation is a 3-4, but they will kind of give a look similar to this, where their two defensive ends, question mark, will kind of be their interior linemen, and then their two outside linebackers will just be the edge rushers. And it's basically a 4-3. This is what they do when they're doing their nickel packages and stuff. Pretty standard for a 3-4 team. Because even though it's not really a 4-3, you would block it like one. Well, not this one, because Devin Bush is right there. Interesting. So, right here, they don't have anyone over the center. But then right before the snap, he's going to jump over to be your nose tackle, and he's going to slide over one, too. That changes the blocking assignments. That's pretty subtle. And also kind of cool. I do think if we really put a lot of effort into it, I think we can run the ball on these guys, especially toward the outside. Well, then again, our tackles are pretty rough. But I guess it depends on if we get Armstead and Austin Jackson back, which, from what I hear, is a possibility. That'd be great. Because otherwise, they do stop the run pretty well on the interior. Cameron Hayward is still Cameron Hayward. Larry Ogunjobi is still very good. Tyson Alualu is a good nose tackle. Two deep safeties there. Now we've got a single high. Standard cover 3. Tampa's offensive line's pretty bad too. They do a lot of movement pre-snap, huh? A lot of shifting around, trying to confuse you. Let's see. More single high. They do attack the football, man. They're a hungry defense. But I think we can throw it against them, man. I do. A lot of stuff to the interior. I mean, we're going to have to get rid of the ball quickly regardless. That's just against anybody, just because our offensive line is bad. That doesn't really change with our opponent. So, there's that. A lot of zone. They do mix in some man coverage, but it is mostly zone, it seems. Which is pretty standard for a Steelers defense. They definitely mix in some good blitzes, but they don't have to blitz to get pass rush, unlike us. They can rush the passer without having to blitz every single time. Let's look at them against the Bills, who have a much better offensive line. Let's find a good drive for the Bills. Must be nice to be able to move people. I'd love to have a good offensive line, man. I really would. The Bills really did build their team the correct way. They draft well, use free agency like you're supposed to just complement your draft style. That's good coverage. There's some man coverage there. Like I said, they will mix it in. They really do switch things up quite well, and they disguise a lot of their stuff. But I do think the defensive backs are very beatable. Yeah. So this is pretty much their base set then. They don't really do an actual 3-4 set often, huh? I mean, that makes sense. The league is so pass happy now, you really can't. Teams' nickel sets are pretty much going to be your base sets at this point. That's why the Sam linebacker positions become less and less important. Teams don't run the ball nearly as much. But I think that's also why teams like San Fran are having success. Because as defenses are getting smaller, they're now giving up the weakness of the run. Oops. That was an interception. We'll do like one more drive. Like a decent one. We'll do this one. Decent in length. They pretty much got a feel for what the Steelers' defense is. They actually don't blitz as much as you would think a Steelers defense would. They do a lot of stuff with just their 4 down linemen. They have a lot of people dropping back into coverage. But they definitely will disguise some blitzes on you, as you can see here. But they do a lot of zone, a lot of cover 3, some cover 2. Sprinkle in some man. And they will blitz from zone and man. They shift their players around sometimes. I think our ability to get yak is going to be really important. I mean, it always is, but... Wouldn't be surprised if they try to jam us up like that. Not that it matters. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are both pretty good at getting past it. As is Trent Sherfield. And Cedric Wilson. I haven't paid enough attention to Trevor Craycraft to know how good he is at release, but... I think we kind of get the idea, though. Just kind of getting a feel for what they do. Mike Tomlin's been in place for a long time, so honestly the Steelers haven't really changed a whole lot. It's kind of similar to when we played the Ravens. We kind of know what they are. So, yeah. It's just a matter of executing your plan on stopping them. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, I appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.